Okay, so in this section we are going to create our first post. So we can go here and pull up all of the existing posts that you have, where you can either edit it, preview, or delete, or you can share it. And also there are some drafts that are actually saved. So this one happens to be a draft, where you'll notice the word draft there to let you know that it hasn't been published and no one can see it. But for now, we're going to go into a completely new post. So we click that yellow button that says new post, and we are going to add a title. Say our first new post. And then we go into the body of the post, and this is where you can write anything you choose. I'm not the greatest typist in the world. And we could also go here, click on that little image there, and we can add images. So let's see, we can add them from a URL, or we can add them from this blog, which, as you'll see, we have these currently on this blog, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to upload one from my computer. If I can do that really quickly. So I click on that choose file button, I go to my pictures, and I'm just going to find one really quickly to use as an example. Let's see. Okay, I'll add this one. So I just click on add. I highlight this one, and you'll see that it's highlighted when you see the blue line around it. So you just say add selected, and it gives you a choice to either center it, put it to the left or the right, or have it small, medium, or large. So for now, I'll leave it medium, and I will click OK, and it's now centered in my blog. So this is how we continue. And I could write anything I choose in here. And okay, for this particular sentence, I will bold it. And when it comes to the font and the text size, those are the things that we choose in the other area from our Themes and Designs Part 1 video that I showed previously. But for now, whatever we had chosen in that area is exactly what will show up here. So in order to get a preview of what has been done so far, I just click on the preview button and we can see the new post right here. Our first new post, that's the title, and this is the verbiage that I started writing. Here's the image we chose, and I had decided to put a frame around the image, and that was also done in the themes and design portion of part 1. And then this is the verbiage that I chose to use, where I actually bolded that particular verbiage. So now we can see how this is showing up, and as you can see, it's a preview. So we can click this because it hasn't been saved yet, and then we can go in and either save it here. Now it's saved because I've clicked the save button, but I can also publish it. But before I do that, I want to add a link. To give you an idea of adding a link, you can either use verbiage and say, okay, this is how we add a link, which can take your visitors to another site. So now that I've added this sentence, I want to go ahead and highlight this sentence, and I want to click this link button. Then whatever website that I've chosen to go to, like for instance, if I wanted to go to Toys R Us, and I've gone and grabbed the URL to the Toys R Us site by copying and pasting, I would go back here to this box and I would paste it in here for whichever website I choose to use, and I'll make sure that there are no two of the HTTP slash is there, you make sure you get rid of the one that was currently there if one happens to be highlighted and copied and brought in here. So you make sure there's only one, otherwise it won't link properly. So I'll press OK, and then that sentence that I have here should be linked to the Toys R Us website. So I'm going to go ahead and update our site, and then I'll go to the post and I want to view it. So once I go down here to view the post, this here should be highlighted and it should take me to the Toys R Us website. So this is how we add a link. As you'll notice, the hand pops up when I drive it over this sentence. So I'm going to go ahead and click that and see how this works here. Is that showing me it's highlighted? Now I want the website to pop up. My computer's running a little slow, but it is connected. So either it will open in a different page or it will change to this particular, to that website. So there is a link there. Here we go. Okay, so the actual website itself will go to Toys R Us. And for the sake of simplicity, pretty much what you do is you click your back button to go back to your actual blog. Now, that is the quickest way to add a link when you are within your post. So that's the simplest way to do it from here, because you actually don't get the commands to say open in a new window or something of that nature. And that could be done in the other area. Now let me go here to options. Okay. Yeah, that just is showing what you allow the readers to do and not do. So, okay. So we'll go back to our blog. And as you can see, our post is showing. And the previous post that was here is no longer showing, because I only want it to show one post at a time. But what can happen is when you go to the older post, someone could click there and they could see the previous post that has popped up there. And that's not what I want to see there. But let's go to our blog, and this will be our current post again. But another way to change this is if we go back to our sample blog page, let's see, here, and we can set the command for the post, and that is in the settings portion where it says posts and comments, where I had chosen to show one post at a time, but instead I want to pick, instead of one post at a time, as you notice, you can do it by days or by number of posts. Like, alright, I want 3 posts to show up on my page at the same time. So I'll go ahead and save those settings, and then once I do this and we go back and view the blog, not only will the post that we've just created show up, will be there. So this post will show, and the original post will show, and then the very first post will actually show. So all 3 posts that are on the blog will show up on the first page at the same time, because I have changed the settings and I've decided to have 3 posts instead of 1. So there you have it. And if you want to make any changes to the actual post that you've done, you can edit here, you can view here, you can choose to share it, or you can just go ahead and delete it. So that's pretty much how you can handle posting. And when you see this HTML portion here, that's another area where you can pretty much add anything you choose to add, like another image, or it may be a box to collect emails from another website, which would be a third-party site. You would grab your HTML code from there and include it in this section here. You would just click there, and then wherever you want it to position it in the body of your post, like you may want to add something there, you can do that as well. But for now, for the sake of simplicity, you can pretty much just see your posts like this. You click on compose and you can see exactly what you posted, and there's the link, there's the picture, and there's the verbiage. But when you look at the HTML side, you're actually seeing the code that is attached to your post. So to continue, I'll just go ahead and click this back button, and let's see, we will go to comments, and currently there aren't any comments listed on the post. So in the comment area, you have a chance to either have some comments published, or you can have them removed. And all the comments that will have come into your particular post will be listed right here. But currently you don't have any, so you don't have to worry about that at the moment. But what you will do is you will go down to the settings bar right here. Then you will click on posts and comments. This is the page that will appear, and you can choose whether or not you want the comments embedded in your post, if you want them to be in a full page, or if you want the comments hidden, or if you want them to be in a pop-up window. But pretty much it's okay, you know, to have them embedded if you choose, and then you can determine who can comment, whether anyone can comment, or only registered users who are actually a part of the blogger community, or any users with Google accounts, or only members of your blog itself. And comment moderation, which means you can control if the comment immediately pops up or not. You have the ability to review a comment before it shows up on your blog post. Now, if you want to moderate it, you can say always, which isn't a bad idea when you first start. You can say sometimes or never, but it's not a bad idea to always moderate. Then when you do that, you will be adding an email address right in this area here, so that once you add that email address and you begin receiving comments, you will be emailed the comment first, and then you can decide whether you will allow it to show up on your post or not. So these are pretty standard things, like, okay, show word verification, where someone could, it just helps reduce spam so that you know there's a real person behind it. So sometimes there are these like bots from other search engines that will try to leave information on your blog, but in order to avoid that, if you put a word verification before someone can post a comment, that's not a bad idea. That's just an extra layer of security so that you'll know that that's a real live person that you're speaking with. And you could choose to show backlinks or not. And that pretty much is, backlinks enable you to keep track of other pages on the web that link to your post, where that's a bit more on the advanced side, but you can choose to hide them, which is fine, because it will look very strange anyway. When you show the backlinks, it's just like, it looks like a bunch of code, and it's not necessary to show usually, because blog readers will not understand what that is, and it looks messy anyway. It could potentially look messy, and you want to keep your blog looking nice and simple and clear and neat. So this is where you would put your message. So once someone comments on your blog post, the message they will get back in response, because you will receive the message through your email, and even once they click send, they will get a message back from you saying, thank you for responding to my post, I will get back to you shortly. Or you can choose whatever you want to put in this particular area here. and you can change it at your discretion. You can remove it. You can do whatever you choose. So, of course, as with every other area, before you move on, you always want to make sure you go up here and you save whatever settings that you choose to have on your blog. So this is pretty much it for the basics of Blogger and how to use it. The rest of the information is pretty much more advanced, and it's for people that get more serious into blogging. But with everything that has been explained to you, you would be able to go right ahead and start blogging and have a great time and begin interacting with people, and you will be able to put your blog together whichever way you choose. Take care.